Good morning, everybody. It's Melanie from Hometown Paints, and I am going live today to work on my craft challenge that I've been challenged by my friend Ray from the Dizzy Designer, and we are all a member of Coast to Coast or Creatives Coast to Coast, which is another Facebook group. So I'm going live in several different places. So this is totally out of my comfort zone. So bear with me while I work through this challenge. Okay. So I hope y'all are doing good today. I think I'm going to try, let's see. Let me tell you what I have to use first. I have to use a picture frame, which I grabbed this one from Walmart and I took the glass out of it because I have in mind what I want to do and I don't want to use the glass. I'm supposed to use some fake flowers. So we'll see how that goes. I'm supposed to use, hey Erica, I'm supposed to use some ribbon. So I just grabbed, I've got tons of ribbon over there. If I change my mind, then I'll grab some different. And then I'm supposed to use a card. So I just brought like this whole container of cards out here because I don't know. And the envelope, I'm supposed to use 5 different things, okay? So here's my thoughts. What I'm going to do is do my work on my mixed media pad. So the first thing I'm going to do is like trace out, I pulled this little insert out of the picture frame. So I'm going to trace this on to my mixed media pad so I know the area that I'm working with, right? So I don't stick a flower out here on the edge and then it won't fit in the frame. So I'm just using a pencil to trace this real quick. And I don't think I'll pull it out of the book yet. I'm just going to leave it in there. Good morning, Rose. I'm just going to leave it in there and then I'll cut it at the end. So now is the time to figure this out. Okay. The flowers I have are pink and yellow. So I'm thinking of doing something like the flowers that I always do. Hey there, Lorraine. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. But I have to incorporate these. So I'm trying to figure out what background I want to use. This is so hard for me. Why is it so hard, y'all? What about, I don't know. I'm just going to paint it. And then if I hate it, then we'll paint it. I'll paint over it because that's just how I do. I'm going to grab some yellow. It's called Lemonade and it feels like it's going to make me happy right now. Ooh, that came out messy. Okay. So I've been painting with my membership this morning. So I already have 14,000 brushes out here in a hot mess. Good morning, Tamara. Tamara or Tamara. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. All right, so I'm just going to throw this yellow paint down because that's something, right? I'm trying to stay in that line because I know I can't get bigger than that line because I got to fit this back in the picture frame. I was thinking of like painting something on the picture frame or something. But I haven't. Obviously, I've been thinking about this for like a couple weeks, but I'm struggling. So what's happening if you're on my Hometown Paints page or if you're on YouTube right now, over in the Creatives Coast to Coast group, there's about 12 of us over there, I think. Hey, Elizabeth. Good morning, Kathy. I think there's about 12 of us over there, and we are all artists of different types of artists. A lot of us are painters. Some of us paint different things. Let's see if I probably need some kind of other. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna work. What if I pull it off? Yep, that works. We're all artists, so we all do different types of painting, and stuff like that. But we go live in there every day. One of us goes live and teaches something there every day. But this month we've had this challenge, and we're all challenging each other, and it's stressing me out if you can't tell. Hey there. So I am going live in StreamYard, and you do have to give StreamYard permission to show me your name. So if I don't say your name and you're talking to me, I apologize. It's just because I can't see what your name is. What if, let's see, I could cut leaves out of this green. Yeah. This might be the longest live of my life because this is stuff I don't normally use and stuff I don't normally do. I'm just going to start cutting and getting some stuff out and see what happens. I've got paint and flowers and cards. So I could make some stems somehow. Have you ever had to do anything like this? Hey, Kathy says she's a newbie. Hey there. Sally said sweater weather. It's cool in Florida. It's actually warming up here, but my studio, it's like cold in the mornings. I'm in Middle Tennessee, so it's like cold in the mornings, and then it heats up in the afternoons, which we had snow this weekend, and I was not happy about it. But I forgot to turn the heater on in my studio, so it was just extra cold in here this morning, so I had my sweater on. Probably could take it off at this point, but it is what it is. So I'm going to try to paint some stuff and cut stuff out. And we'll see if this is a hot mess when I get done. I have been doing like mixed media stuff in a journal, so maybe that will help me. Because I'm thinking instead of, recreating the wheel, that I'm going to do some sort of like floral thing like I like to do, but I just need to add this 3-dimensional stuff and see what happens. That wasn't too bad, was it? Oh, I'm also supposed to use this. Darn you. Just kidding. What am I making? That's a good question, Karen. I do not know. I have to use certain things. I have to use a card, an envelope, fake flowers, ribbon, and a picture frame. So that is not my usual situation. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. All right. I think I have a sort of kind of plan. I'm going to get some of this glue out. Or maybe, let's try some glue. This is PVA glue. I'm just going to squirt a little bit out and get a tiny brush that I don't like very much because I don't want to ruin it with glue. A mixed media collage. Yeah, I guess that's what's happening here. Okay, so I'm just going to put some glue on the back of this. It's going to be a mixed media collage type of thing, and then it's going to go in a picture frame. because I had to use a picture frame. And I was like, what can I paint on the picture frame? What can I do? Like, I just have too many ideas. Like, when you are slightly creative, like sometimes you have no ideas and sometimes you have so many that you can't think straight. Does anybody else have that problem? Is it just crazy me? Whoop. So when you're trying to glue something this tiny, it's good to use a paintbrush. You can even use your finger really to kind of brush it on. That way you don't get glue like squirting all out the sides and stuff. So that's what I'm trying to do here. Thank you, Karen. You're sweet. Let's get these things on here. And I might go over all of this with some gesso before it's all over with. We will see. All right, is it starting to look flowery a little bit? And this is also a challenge. So you have to, when you get in that page, like if you're not on the Creatives Coast to Coast page, if you're on one of my pages, you got to hop over to Facebook and you got to join that Creatives Coast to Coast page because I have lots of talented friends. And then you guys have to go over there and vote on who did like the best, I don't know, I guess the best thing. Creatives Coast to Coast. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Rose. All right, so that's a start. We have some sort of flower thing is about to happen. And what I want to do is make this the flower pot. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to cut it more in a flower pot shape so it's not so weird. Either a flower pot or a vase. What if I put it up here and still paint over it? What if it's on a white piece of paper first? Because I don't know what to use this for. All right, so I'm going to take it apart. So I have a solid sheet of paper. Thank y'all for hanging out with me and helping me get through this. Could you pop it out a little with a cardboard toilet paper tube? Well, possibly that's a good idea, but I don't have one of those out here. But that's a cute idea. See, some of my friends are more crafty than me. I'm more of a painter, and they're more crafty. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm more, let's throw it down and see what happens kind of situation. Okay, so that's a willow flower. That's what we're about to do. Because I just have to get this stuff stuck down, and then I'm going to paint some stuff. Get some more glue out here. Those fake flowers are what's freaking me out. I can't decide if I should pull the petals off and glue those down, or just stick the whole flower on it. I kind of want to pull the petals off. You could crumple the paper and use it to make a textured print. That's a good idea. Thank you, thank you. That didn't work at all. Sweet, sweet. Let's use some gesso because that glue didn't work. Gesso, actually, I squirted out the wrong one. I'm going to use the clear one. I'm going to have to make something after this to use up all the supplies that I just wasted. Tamara said, let's see, take the plastic off the bloom. Let's see. Ugh. Okay. Yes, you are a genius. I don't mess around with these flowers, so I don't even know what they're made out of. Look at that weirdness. Thank you for your smart ideas. That looks better, doesn't it? All flat. Okay, let's get this thing stuck down first and then figure out what we're doing, if it'll stick. I've done this in my mixed media pad and it worked, so let's see. Might not work. With clear gesso, ideally, it will dry clear and it doesn't really matter what else is happening around. Get it stuck down here. This is a wired ribbon. I should have not used a wired ribbon for this. Should have done a lot of things like pre-make this before I just went live and not know what I'm doing. Let's see. Rose said, look at all these helpers. Yes, thank you, helpers. Yes, definitely trial and error. Okay. I'm just like putting as much of this as I can down to try to get it to stick. Come on, wire. Bend the other way. That's pretty full of something. Okay. It's still doesn't have any paint on it, so I don't like that. Get this dry. Okay, I'm gonna get some brown paint out and trying to read y'all's comments. Sorry, got distracted. I feel like it needs to be on something, not just floating in the air. So let's give it a table. That is gesso, not white paint. Note to self. Throw some white in there. See what happens. This is much more relaxing to me than cutting out all this stuff. All right. There's a table. It is now on a table. I also have lots of green paint already sitting here, so I'm about to use that. We're about to put a bunch of green stuff in here because I don't like just what's here. So let's add some crazy. I've got, what do I have? I have, this is from my painting earlier. I've got a light olive green and a chrome oxide green. I've just got different colored greens, really. And I'm using an angle brush, and I'm just adding some fun greenery. Really just a bunch of lines. Okay, so it's making me feel better. Hey, Sam. Rebecca said, I love seeing the creative process. Well, I'm glad. I usually don't share this much insecurities with you guys, but that's definitely where I'm at right now. But I told myself to try not to stress and just get on there and wing it and see what happens. Make sure it's on camera. All right. Let's see what happens when I pull this plastic off. The whole middle part comes out. Those are big old flowers. Okay. I want to do something else to this to make it look less ugly. What if I think turquoise might be too much. I already used yellow. Let's see what happens when I use this yellow. I'll just paint over it. Maybe I'll paint some stripes on it. Okay. Don't know, but it's there. Thank you, Rose. You know how my anxiety is, so yes, this is different. Put some white. I think that's glue and not white paint. Put some white paint out. So my friends and I were talking, and they were like, let's do more challenges where we have to wing it. And I was like, what? So I thought I would give this one a try and see how it goes. And then I'll commit to that. I'm not good at winging it. You should. That's why I'm such a good planner, because I'm not good at winging things. All right, let me pick this up so you can see what's happening better. So definitely looks a little crazy. Definitely not sure about it. Thank you, Karen. Y'all are sweet for hanging with me today and watching me make crazy messes. All right, so I'm gonna let this dry a little bit. I'm gonna put some flowers in that I like, that make me happy, and then we'll deal with these these other crazy flowers. So flowers that make me happy. I think I need a new paper plate. Got stuff everywhere. I like to use a bunch of different kinds of pinks. And I really like to use this neon pink. Makes me happy. Crazy messes are good. I'm glad you feel that way. Can you tell my husband that? I feel that way too. He came in my studio the other day though, and he was like, I cannot handle this. I have to get out. And I was like, well, that's why you need to help me clean it out. So he did. So I'm very thankful for him. But we are definitely like opposites. All right, so I threw out these colors, a really, really neon pink and this like magenta color and a light pink. And I'm going to put some more white out here so I don't use glue again. Oh, okay, Rose. I'll see you later. Let's see. Use a palette knife. Okay. All right, girl. So, palette knife. And I'm just going to grab some pink. I always put the paint on the back. And you can use a palette knife with craft paint, but it tends to work a little better if you are using thicker paint. But I have definitely used craft paint, thinner paint with it before. But I'm just sort of making little choppy lines, just like I do with a brush, but with a palette knife. And you're just kind of dragging it around in circles, jumping from color to color, mixing with white, just around in circles. Let's see, I'm going to try to lower this just a little bit so maybe you can see what's happening better. I don't mess everything up. Okay. So some of these might get covered up because I don't know where I'm putting these big flowers at, but that's okay. So I just hold it real loose and just keep going around in circles. And I'm going to let this one dry and then go back and put some more on top of it. You know, it would be the worst if I did this and then it won't fit in the picture frame. That's not going to happen. I measured it, right? You can use a palette knife to like paint a whole entire painting. You know, not flat, like, I don't know, like, what am I thinking? Like a landscape, or really you can use a palette knife to paint anything you want to. And when I first started using a palette knife, I did not like it. I was like, I hate this. I can have control with the brush so much better. And you can, but the messiness of this is just, I don't know, it's appealing to me. It's pretty. I like it. So I just kept practicing and just got better at it, got more used to it. And I normally don't use palette knife when I do paintings in my journal like this, but since I'm going to pull this out, it's going to be fine. But I don't do that because the paint is so thick, it'll stick to the page. When you close the book, it'll stick to the page below or before it. So I am going to dry these so this live doesn't last for 20 hours. Thank you, Donna. So let's see if I put these in there. That's just too big. I don't like that one. Maybe I'll paint pink flowers and then we'll put yellow flowers in it. You know what else I can do is use the leaves on here. I don't know. Ray, I don't know where you are. But I'm going to get you for making me use these flowers. I think I could glue these down and then paint inside them. How about that? That seems super fun to me. Okay, so if I put these right here, then, okay, I think I have a plan. All right, let me do some more on these and then maybe add a few more out of some of my paint. This does use a lot of paint when you use a palette knife too. These are very messy today. All right, if I put this one here, just got paint on it, put that one there. Still feel like I need something in these other spots. Maybe not. Thanks, Tamara. Thanks, Elizabeth. Do I need more pink flowers in there, or is this plenty? Do I need something up here? Lynn, do I use oil paints? I know how to use oil paints, but I do not use them as much as I used to. They're just a lot. They're a lot to clean up and a lot to, it takes forever to dry. Let's see, Karen said yes, plenty, it's perfect. Okay. All right, let me get them glued down. Which one of these was glue? And then I'll see what I think. Okay, I hope this is glue. I don't know. I do like oil paints. And that's how I very first learned to paint, was using oil paints. Woo-wee, that's coming right through there. Let's do this. See what happens. That's weird. Oh, it's all over me. Okay. I'm kind of thinking this isn't glue. Because it's very white. I think it's gesso. But gesso's sticky. So we'll just go with it. This is supposed to be fun, right? Gesso, in case you don't know what gesso is kind of like a primer. And look, that's just very stuck. Should have dried them. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. All right, let's try all this for just a minute and see what we got. Okay, I'm gonna put some brown. I already got some brown out. I'm gonna put some brown in the center. That's moving. I can feel it. Needs more glue. What else can I do? I can add some yellow, some messy yellow in there. All right, so that's kind of sunflowery. Lynn said, same. After I discovered all the other mediums, they are all. That's true. Thank you, Lynn. I hope it looks beautiful. I want to win this challenge. Just kidding. So yeah, I think I was trying to say earlier to go over there and vote. You know what this needs? It needs some like little, it needs some white, some white somewhere. Actually, I'm going to paint some green over this for just a minute. So it's still coming out. So yeah, if you're not in the Creatives Coast to Coast group, join that group. And then when we all post our pictures, vote for me. Just kidding. I'm sure there's lots. There's going to be, we're all like 12 of us doing different things. So I'm excited to see what everyone's going to do. All right. There's some green everywhere now. Little orange dots on the brown. Good idea. Lynn said, have you done anything with your sculpting medium? You're doing great, I think. That. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I did do that. It's way over there. I'd grab it right now. That stuff you can't really do on the fly. Like you have to kind of let it dry first before you put paint on top of it. That sculpting medium stuff, I forget what it's called. Elizabeth knows what it's called. But you have to like let it dry before you put paint on top of it, is what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna use my palette knife again. Where'd I put it? There it is. I'm gonna take black and put some black on my container. Just using the side of the palette knife. And I think I'll put some in it. To give it a little something. Maybe that's okay. Wipe that off. I'm trying to decide if I should put little dots like for flowers, or if I like around, or if I should do like little tiny petaled flowers. Let's see what happens when I put some dots in there. All right, the dots are making me happy. To me, this kind of looks like baby's breath, even though I don't really like baby's breath in real life. Reminds me of the 80s. But something about throwing these little dots in the middle of a flower painting just gives it a little something. When you put all these different things in your painting, it just gives it, might make it a little crazy to some people, but it just gives it some interest. It makes your eye kind of move around the canvas or whatever you're using. All right, you hold it up. So we got some dots. So I'm afraid these are not really glued on. I'm scared of them. Let me do some more brown in there. Very carefully, without making them fall off. These kind of look like sunflowers to me, but I don't really know what they're supposed to be. All right. Helps the eye. Yes, yes, yes. All right, what if I put some white dots in here? This is generally how I paint. If I'm not teaching you guys, then I'm like, let's try this, let's try that, let's try this. And sometimes it turns out not great. If I'm trying something brand new and I've never tried it before, or I end up with a weird color combination. So I did try to think about that before I did things with you guys. What if I don't use orange? What if I use coral to add some dots in there? It's just a more pinky orange color. Again, I'm still just using the back of my brush, like not the brush part, the handle part. And I'm just dipping it in the paint, and it'll make a little dot. It's a pretty handy dandy way to make dots. All right. Other thing that I might do before I cut this out is get a little black with my brown. That's two, and put a little shadow over here. You can't really see the bottom, so I won't do that. Okay. All right. I'm going to cut this out. If I can find a place. I got paint everywhere. Okay. And it's still wet. I can see that wet paint just shining. Make sure I don't cut the flowers. That is wet, so I'm going to get paint all over my scissors. Okay. Now we have this, and I'm supposed to use a frame. I just have a white frame, I was thinking about doing something on it, but thinking just white might work out. We're just going to have to do this. And move these petals so they pop out on top. Pretty sure that's a piece of hair. All right, what do you guys think? Fabric, yeah, it does take time. Thank you. All right, y'all. I think we're gonna call it a day. I don't think I need to paint that frame. I think that white looks good with it. What do you guys think? All right. This is my challenge. This is my challenge to Ray. And then we're all gonna make something. I'm gonna get it dry and then put it all together and take some pictures. But we're all going to use the items that our partner asked us to use, and then we're going to create a project, and then we're going to do kind of like a March Madness like playoff kind of situation, and you guys have to vote for the ones you like the best, and then at the end of the month then there's going to be a winner, and I don't think that person gets anything except just to be able to go like, hi, I'm the winner. But that's how that's going to work. So if you're on Hometown Paints or on YouTube right now, then go over to the Coast to Coast Creative, I think it's Creatives Coast to Coast. I always say it backwards, and get into that group so that you can vote. All right. So I hope you'll have a wonderful day. I hope you were inspired to just get all your stuff out and try to make something like I did today. I don't even think you can see those petals that I cut out at the beginning. They're back there. Oh well. Yeah, so I hope you're inspired. I hope you make something today. I hope you realize that you don't have to really know what you're doing just to get a bunch of stuff out and start playing around with it, and you can have some fun. But I'm Melanie from Hometown Paints. Thank you for hanging out with me today, and I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.